Hey everyone, this is Kieran from MSK Physio. Today's exercise is about starting to get into some of our hip muscles, and it's just, a nice entry-level stretch, something that can just start help building a little bit of awareness around some of our abductors and internal and external rotators of the hip. And those guys are basically the muscles around your pockets. So if you're feeling like you've got some tightness in those areas, or you feel restricted, say if you're squatting down, or if you're trying to lift your leg up onto a high ledge, then this might be a useful exercise for you. So when it comes to hip rotation, we have some other exercises which are, slightly more advanced. And advanced just means that the muscles are able to tolerate either more weight or there's a greater stability demand. And that just means that they're a little bit harder. So if you've tried some of those and you feel like they're a bit challenging, as in you don't feel like you can get a stretch and your attention's being drawn to other things, then this can be a really nice version to start with. Alternatively, if this is just something that's new to you and you want to stretch those areas we talked about around the pockets, positions like this make them a little more comfortable, then this is a nice option. So to start with, you just need a wall, and you need to be able to lay on your back comfortably. So those are kind of the precursors. And what I'm going to do is scoot up to the wall here, and I'm going to put my foot on my knee like this, and my foot goes up on the wall. And what's going to happen is that as I start lowering my tailbone over here down to the ground, I'm going to start getting a stretch on these outside pockets over here. And you can see that what's happening is my leg is having to externally rotate here. So if this feels like it's a nice sort of like light to medium level stretch, perfect. You don't have to get into like a face-making intense stretch to have it be effective. And in fact, you'll be creating extra tension that might actually restrict your range. So there's a time and a place for that as you start to build capacity in those muscles. But this is a nice way to just start getting some comfort into here, and you have the stability of the ground, so you can just relax. When you're ready to make it a little bit more intense, just get closer to the wall. So if I scoot nice and close to the wall like this, foot's back up, push myself off the wall, foot goes there, and then I can start to sit down again. And now I'm just getting a greater stretch. And this space under here where my hand is, I'm trying to eventually close that down to the ground. You may not get there, that's just what you're aiming for, okay? You can throw in like a couple contractions here and there. So say if my hand was between my leg and my knee here, and I think about squishing my hand. Now that's going to create a little bit of a contraction in these muscles. I'm going to hold maybe 5-10 seconds and then relax for 5 seconds or so. Okay, and then I push again, about 10 seconds, 3, 4. Maybe a quick 10 seconds and then relax for 5 seconds again. Always making sure you can breathe. Breath is a great indicator of sort of capacity, and at end range stretching, you're going to run into a lot of breath holding strategies. So try and breathe through it, and as you get more flexible, then you'll be able to breathe more comfortably, and it becomes an indicator of ease. So a really nice thing to just start with. When you feel like you've got enough out of this exercise and you want to intensify things a little bit, then you would move into our more sort of 90-90 stretches, which is this kind of stuff, and coming forward like this. And we've got some other videos for that you can look up. It's a nice entry-level stretch, like I said. It's something that for a lot of people can actually help maybe relieve some back pain, depending on the type of back pain you have. This is not a cure-all for all back pain. It might help with a little bit of hip impingement stuff in the front. Again, it just depends on what your recipe for your injury is. And so the best way to figure that out is to try it at least for 2-3 weeks. And if you're not feeling any relief from it, then try something else. If you're feeling some relief, keep going. And if it makes things worse, obviously stop and try maybe a different kind of stretch. Now, as far as external rotation and internal rotation goes, these require different kinds of stretches around the hip, so do explore that on our channel. And for actually a lot of people, they're lacking in internal rotation. So that's the ability for the knee to drop in this way or sort of sit back into this leg here, as opposed to this one. Now, there'll be some tight feelings, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this is your main limiter. Probably it's going to be this internal rotation, so check out those videos and you might just find your hips open up nicely. If you like this video, then please hit like below. Otherwise, to check out more of our content in the future, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking our logo over here. And to check out our latest video, click up here.